Hey, everybody. I hope that you are all doing well. We are already in week 3 of our summer term. So, as I mentioned in the first video, it goes by fast. Let's take a quick look at week 2 this past week. First of all, I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to record a video. I was at the ER for about 7 hours last Monday with one of my daughters, and so it was just a crazy day and a crazy week. Everything is okay though, thankfully. So, um, last week I asked for you to reply to two classmates in the What Makes an Essay discussion. Also, to read and submit annotations or notes for the narrative writing articles. Also, to read and watch the information that's linked on the MLA format page. So you didn't have to submit anything for this assignment, but you could have submitted annotations or notes for some extra credit. Then you needed to submit your rough draft of essay one. So again, essay one is the personal narrative essay that we are working on currently. I did provide some optional reading here if you need a refresher on thesis statements, what they are, what they do. You can read, or you could have read, I guess you still can read this page about thesis statements. And then I also gave you a tip that when you were submitting your rough draft to also make an appointment with a tutor or submit your rough draft to tutoring as well. So that's just kind of a good practice. You definitely do want to submit your rough draft to the tutor. It's okay if it's not finished yet. They can still, give you feedback and identify any areas for improvement and give you some tips. Okay, for today, Monday, June 16th, we have another reading. This is another personal narrative, though it also has elements of an expository essay, which we will be getting into next. This is by George Orwell. You may be familiar with his name from his most famous book, 1984, and also Animal Farm. So this is a primarily personal narrative, and Orwell, like White, is a very good writer, for lack of a better word. I can't think of a better word right now. So there's the PDF here, and then you can also listen to an audio version. I've linked here from YouTube. But I always recommend that if you do listen to an audio version, that you also have your eyes on the words. Of course, you do need to annotate or take notes on this as well. So that's just going to help you along. But reading along while you listen is just going to enhance your comprehension and your understanding of a story or whatever it is that you're reading. Okay, next was tutoring for essay one. I've seen a few of those already coming in. So you have some different options. I do assign a tutoring session for each essay because I think that really receiving individualized feedback on your writing is probably the best way that you can grow as a writer. Um, so these are assigned, the tutoring appointments are assigned. You can do extra tutoring sessions for extra credit towards your essay's grade if you would like to. So you can do tutoring through the Success Center in person or online. I believe that our ClassPal can also offer tutoring sessions for you, or you can just connect with any tutor at the Success Center. There's also NetTutor online tutoring. You can meet with a live tutor there, or you can just drop off your paper. This is a really popular option for a lot of students who have busy schedules. And then the STAR CA tutoring is another option. So you seek tutoring, you upload some sort of a verification, whether that's an email or the confirmation page or some proof that you've attended a tutoring session or received feedback on your paper. And then I ask you to write a short little paragraph just about your experience. You can submit multiple documents to the same assignment, and I'm able to see all of them. So if you, submit those separately, that's not a problem. Okay, and then finally, the Success Center. the first Success Center or PAL activity is due today. So again, there's just all the information here about what you can do. We do have our PAL group button or sorry, link over here on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, the link was broken. I just fixed it. So here is our class pal Lawrence's information and his schedule when he's available to help you and meet with you. And then he's holding sessions on Mondays at 4:30 that's focused on a specific topic. This week, he's focusing on how to include detail in your narrative essays, showing rather than telling. And so you can attend one of these group sessions with your fellow classmates and complete that Success Center activity at the same time. If you have gotten or attended one of the group activities or the self-directed activities and you are still waiting on your badge from the Success Center, that's fine. You can submit this late. I'm not going to be a huge stickler on the due date for these assignments because I know it sometimes takes them a while to get your badge to you. So don't worry about that. And then down below, we just have some reminders about extra credit opportunities for different parts of your grade. So there's extra credit towards your homework grade, participation grade, and tutoring is for your essays grade. Okay, jumping into week 3, which is what we're starting this week. Really, your focus this week is just to work on your narrative essay. You're going to be submitting your final draft by Friday before midnight. So hopefully you've sought tutoring, you've gotten feedback. Now you're going to take that feedback and you're going to improve your essay, use the feedback to help you edit, make changes, add to your rough draft. Um, and then I also have a reading. These are just some articles on grammar. There are no required annotations or notes for this assignment, but you can earn up to 10 extra credit points towards your homework grade if you do submit annotations or notes for this. And if grammar is something that you struggle with, this is a great way to refresh your memory and just kind of use these readings and that information to help you as you're finishing up your essay, just making sure there's as little grammatical mistakes as possible. Okay. Last thing I wanted to mention is that for your rough draft of essay one, I'm going through and grading all of those. I've got most of them done. I'm still working on a few, but I may leave you a comment or I may leave you feedback in that assignment. And I just posted an announcement and I mentioned this here. I mentioned it says, please make sure you check your rough drafts for any feedback or comments that I have left for you. So if I've said, oh, hey, this is incorrect, this formatting issue, or, explain this a little bit more here, please make sure that you're looking at that before you submit your final draft on Friday. That's kind of my little bits of feedback that I'm able to give you before you submit your final draft. If you don't know how to view my annotations or comments on an assignment, you can click here, and this will tell you how to do that. Okay, back to the week 3 page. So that's your focus for this week. And then for Monday, next Monday, June 23rd, we're going to be diving into the next essay, the expository essay. So we have some article readings, annotations, and notes for that. You're going to read the assignment page or prompt for essay 2 that just walks you through what an expository essay is, what it does, and what you're going to be asked to do for this essay, the requirements, the format, the length. You're going to need to do some research for this. So, excuse me, that might be new for some of you. And the next thing, number 3, is a TED Talk. I'm going to ask you to watch this TED Talk called Why Bees Are Disappearing. And then you're going to submit notes and answer a few questions that I have here on the assignment. 3 questions to answer. So watch the talk, take notes while you watch, answer the three questions, and then submit your notes and your answers to the questions. So, an expository essay is essentially an essay that is explaining or informing. And cause and effect essays are a type of expository essay. So, Why Bees Are Disappearing is essentially a cause and effect talk. It's one of my favorite TED Talks, and most students find it quite interesting. She has, some visuals, and it's a topic that really affects all of us. So, I hope you'll enjoy that and think about, okay, how is this related to the expository essay, and what can I take from this TED Talk and kind of maybe try to apply to my own topic and my own essay. And then in that same vein, you're going to submit your topic proposal for essay two. So if you click on this assignment, it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. So there are four kind of sections to this. You can, if you would like, use this template. It's in Google Docs. You just click on make a copy, and everything is all formatted for you. So it makes it pretty simple and easy. And then these questions below are just like some guidelines or ideas of sorts of questions that you can be asking here under number 3. Okay, so you do have full choice of your topic for essay 2. And I encourage everyone to choose a topic that you feel passionate about, that you're interested in, that you want to do more research on and learn more about, because that's just going to make it more interesting to you. And again, this is where you probably will need to read the thesis page just to get a refresher on thesis statements, because you're going to need to write a thesis statement for your topic proposal. So this is just kind of an overview, giving you some examples of a working thesis, for example, in a narrative essay or compare and contrast essay. Compare and contrast is another type of expository essay. And then finally, an argumentative essay, which is the final essay type we will be writing this summer. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to stop talking now. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to me via the inbox over here or my email directly. And if you would like to meet with me on Zoom, I'm happy to try and arrange a time that we can meet and talk if you need some extra help. So I think that's it. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.